Musical talent comes with fashion sense, right? Wrong. These stars' questionable outfits raised quite a few eyebrows at this year's Grammys. When Billie Eilish hit the red carpet for the Grammy Awards, she'd actually already won 2 awards that afternoon: Compilation Soundtrack for Visual Media and Best Song Written for Visual Media for What Was I Made For? Since her winning song was from the Barbie movie, it's easy to see why the star would want to represent the blockbuster hit with her ensemble, yet this oversized shirt and pants paired with the Barbie Letterman jacket just didn't look like a winner's wardrobe. The jacket may have worked if paired with something dressier underneath.
Absolutely, 100%.
It's difficult to look at Kelly Osbourne's Grammys look without thinking of a witch costume from Spirit Halloween. Christian Siriano's partially see-through all-black gown was reminiscent of spiderwebs. Styled differently, though, this dress could have worked. It was the purple-dyed hair that put this look over the edge into witch costume territory. The boombox-shaped handbag was certainly on theme for this evening of music, but it just didn't work with this super formal gown. Overall, all of these elements would have looked much better if styled differently. Tessa Brooks' Grammys gown had quite a few different elements, and somehow all of those elements were wrong. From the head-to-toe mustard-inspired hue to the sparkly appliques and those bizarre hip cutouts, this ensemble had way too much going on. And if all the distracting design details of this ribbon dress weren't enough, the silhouette was confusing too, which made Brooks' proportions look skewed. The dropped waist and strangely shaped empire seams paired with the turtleneck just alter Brooks' shape too much. Jacob Collier clearly got the memo that multicolor looks would be a trend on this year's red carpet. However, he also didn't get the other memo that this trend is a bad one. Collier embraced pattern mixing with this wild, colorful suit, but these patterns are so bold and busy that he got lost in it. It would have been difficult to salvage the suit with styling, but if it was possible, a hot pink turtleneck and long necklace with a blue flower pendant was definitely not the way to do it. Sheila E. also hopped on this year's colorful trend and ended up looking like a tub of rainbow sherbet. The suit's small print and mismatch of colors was overwhelming, and the oversized fit looked messy and reminiscent of pajamas. Pairing it with a slouchy untucked shirt and flats only made this already loungewear-esque suit look more unkempt. Plus, wearing her hair down and adding big hoop earrings just added more eye-catching elements to an already overwhelming look. If we could ask Lauren Daigle one question, it would be,
why?
The singer-songwriter may be known for colorful out-there looks, but this just isn't the right way to do it. This asymmetrical, colorful dress looked like a mess of fabric, and it was difficult to figure out where Daigle was underneath it. It would have been hard to pull off a dress as wild as this one, but slicked back hair and minimal jewelry would have been key. Instead, a tan top hat and pigtail braids made for a bizarre look. While some stars dress to impress, Doja Cat often dresses to surprise, and we frequently love it. Remember her camp cat costume at the 2023 Met Gala? We rest our case. At this year's Grammy Awards, the star surprised again, but this time her look left something to be desired. Her Delara Findicolu gown matched her skin tone almost exactly, and this color choice just didn't make her pop. And then there's her neckline, which required the use of Photoshop's blur function. Brandi Carlile's voice is always a plus, but the color palette of this Grammys ensemble earned her an F. Sure, most of us love pink lemonade when it's in a glass on a hot summer day, but not when it's inspiring a suit on the red carpet. Styling this bold yellow suit and pink silk shirt with a black shoe somehow made the color palette even worse. This yellow suit actually might have shined with a neutral or printed shirt underneath and a different pair of shoes. In Ed Sheeran's defense, he didn't think anyone could see him in his perfectly camouflaged suit. Just kidding. But frankly, we wish we couldn't see this ensemble. With a plaid base and a bold abstract camo print layered on top, this look had way too much going on. Despite matching his pants and jacket, this look is just messy, and the color palette managed to be boring despite having such a busy print. We all know that Miley Cyrus isn't afraid to bare it all. When done right, showing lots of skin can be a bold and interesting move on the red carpet. However, Miley Cyrus's ensemble was more of a head-scratcher than a great fashion statement. The dress was basically gold netting over a pair of gold underwear and gold pasties. This choice in ensemble was confusing enough on its own, but the big, voluminous hair was an odd way of styling an already exceedingly odd look. After seeing her look on the Grammys red carpet, Eryn Kane will henceforth be known as Eryn Luhu. The silhouette of this dress was truly unique, with a super high, fluffy hemline in the front and a train in the back. The neckline's pink and red pattern and beads were distracting, and the different fabrics just made this dress difficult to get a grasp on. Kane managed to make this dress look even stranger with a Grinch-inspired updo. If Jelly Roll is gracing a red carpet, he's almost surely going to be dressed in something like this. However, while consistency is key in many things, we wish Jelly Roll would embrace some change in his wardrobe. His jacket, t-shirt, and pants are all way too big and baggy. Even if these clothes actually fit him, this outfit would still be way too casual for an event like the Grammy Awards. Sure, more laid-back fashion may fly at the Grammys than other award shows, but this is still too far. Lenny Kravitz has always had a unique sense of style. Sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't.
But Lenny, this is not a scarf. This is a blanket. This
time, it definitely didn't. This Rick Owens ensemble was made of a tucked-in mesh shirt with leather sleeves, chunky layered necklaces, and leather pants. It made Kravitz look like he belonged in a superhero movie fighting and losing against the main character. Plus, these sunglasses just made him look even more like a character and not a star in the real world. Julie Andrews famously made clothes out of the drapes in The Sound of Music. Clearly, Calvin Harris channeled this famous moment in musical history for the biggest event in music history. But his version just didn't work. The print and color scheme of his suit were both just blah, and pairing it with a perfectly matching shirt underneath just made this print overwhelming. Using one element of this suit with solid pieces would have worked much better. If her goal on Grammys night was to look like she had legs for days, then Chrissy Teigen accomplished what she set out to do. If her goal was to wear a great look, she failed. Her super short mini dress was certainly bold, but the bright pink voluminous skirt made her look like she was getting sucked into the center of a giant flower. The unusual proportions that the skirt created made Teigen look odd and unbalanced, and her platform shoes felt like too much with the look.